All right, Jimmy, I just finished. I got your guitar all ready, and I made this little video to show you the steps I had to go through to make this awesome guitar of doom. So we're gonna go through. And here we go. Hope you enjoy the process, and I hope you enjoy your new guitar. Merry Christmas. Okay, here's a first little preparatory step for the painting process. Here we are. This is a bunch of my crazy musical instrument and bicycle shop stuff. And this is where we're going to do all the painting. And we just prepared this table. I put down some cardboard, put some painter's tape around it. I'm trying to not get tape on the table. We will see if I can succeed at that. And what we've got in here is a whole bunch of supplies. Look at all this fun stuff. All right, step -1, prepping for paint. Okay, Jimmy, this is the first coat on the box. I think I'm gonna go lightest to darkest. And then the top, sorry it's so loud in here. The top is getting black because for the eyeballs, for the creeper. So we're gonna, sorry, that's the saw. It's somebody else. It's not me making all that noise. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this, and then you'll see the next part. Okay, it's starting to come together. So I got the black first, a little bit of green sparkle, although all my sparkle paint cans keep clogging. Apparently glitter was not meant to go in a can. None of them work very well. But you see I'm putting the tape down first, so when I peel it off, just kind of like when you do Easter eggs and stuff, what's underneath, the color stays underneath. I'm doing the same thing with this. See, I've got those two over there, and we're about to put some green on it. This green works. The green sparkle, intense shimmer. It says intense shimmer. Look at that. All right, no more glitter for this round. It's full of paint. Glitter's kind of stuck. Okay, we will try to get some more glitter for tomorrow. Oh, wait, one more spray. All right, that's the coat for today. Boom. All right, Jimmy, it is, say, Tuesday morning or so. Tuesday morning. And I'm here before work, and I am just putting some tape on. So some of these green dots will stick around, and then I'm gonna progressively paint darker and darker. I did some of them kind of on the half. I'm not trying to go for like exactly like, the perfect creeper pattern like from online. I'm taking artistic liberties. I'm trying to make it, a little fun. I did one right here, so it's gonna be a little teeny square up in that way, a little teeny square in that way. Might look kind of funny, it might look perfect. I don't know. We're trying things out. We're having fun, and yeah, this is painting part two. Painting part two. I think that's it. That's it. Ah! So I want you to see this. This is just a piece of wood that I cut, and I taped this piece of paper to it. And the piece of paper is just kind of the outline for what we're going to be doing. And you can see here it says 20-inch scale, which means that's where it goes from boom, that nut to boom. That mark right there is 20 inches. And it says 24 frets. Frets are what these lines up and down are. And all that stuff is going to be on this side, so I drew out the lines here so I can cut them, and you'll see that process. And then I made these interesting marks. What's going to happen is all this stuff where the pencil is, see there's like this line, I'm out of focus I think, but boom, it goes down, it goes across, it pops back up right there, there we go, it goes back up and down, across, back up, and the front board is going to sit in this little groove here in the middle, and it's going to sit there, and here where it goes down is going to be extra open chamber where the sound will bounce around. This is where the screw is going to be on the front side. It's going to be sitting on this little piece right here. Then there'll be another little cavity or open space in the center behind the front board, and this will be, it's starting to take shape. This is where we start, and yeah, boom, it's coming along. All right, Jimmy, this is the next phase. See, I drew on the little shapes I'm doing for you. I'm doing these little C holes rather than the S holes or the F holes. And I'm using this scroll saw here, and it just goes up and down. But I had to pre-drill a hole in the piece. See, it's stuck in here. I had to drill a hole, then I had to put the blade in there so I can work. And now when I flip it on, the light's gonna come on and it's gonna start going up and down. And then I just gotta basically trace the lines that I drew on here. So let's check this out. Okay. It makes a lot of dust, so I have to keep blowing on it and manage to not cut my fingers, because that's definitely a possibility. And I'll just follow that all the way around until I'm done. Okay, we got these cut out. And now I've got this tiny little file with a rounded edge. And I'm going to go through and just kind of clean up some of these, some of the little bits and bobs. You can see there's little, it's not perfect. I'm not trying to get it perfect or anything. I just don't want any splinters to get in your finger, and I want to just kind of spend a couple minutes just the hand file. So that's the next part. All right, so this is the drill press. It's like this crazy thing. And what we're doing with this is when I pull the crank, this thing goes up and down. And we want to make really smooth and clean holes so we can put these guitar tuning pegs in there. This is going to come up to the bottom. So I lined it up already. Flip it on. Just like that. All right, Jimmy, so check this out. Now that I have all the slots cut in here, now I've got this fretting wire, which is just got a little notch on the bottom, and I kind of put it in, I just kind of push it in there, and then I tap it down, and then I use these, and I cut it, and then I have to go through and like file and like clean up the edges, because these are like super sharp. So if I don't do this, you'll cut your finger and say, Uncle Danny, why did you give me this thing that cuts me all the time? Which would be a terrible Christmas present, but we're gonna make it awesome. So, you know, I'm gonna go through and do that. But one step first. First the fretting wire, cut it, and then we gotta file it down and make it smooth. Alright, so this is kind of crazy, but we got this grinding wheel, and we're going to go through, and right now, like these, you can see, super sharp and pointy. So we're going to go through, we're going to take off the big pointy parts, and then we're going to go in with hand by hand and use a little hand tool. But first we go through and we kind of go like this, and I'm wearing proper eye protection for sure, because chunks of metal are going flying all over the place when I'm doing this. A very glorious mess, and if you're not wearing proper eye protection, that little chip is going to go somewhere that doesn't belong. Better. There we go. All right, Jimmy, so this is your neck with the frets only up to here right now. I just got them smoothed out. And I've got these springs, which at the end are going to be on the inside of the box, right? This is going to be, the box is going to be what you see here in the frame. So they're going to be invisible. So why would I put them in there? Well, I don't know if it's like easy to tell or demonstrate, but these springs, when you pluck them, I'm sure you've done something like this before, got that kind of sound to them, right? So the idea is that when the box is over all this, it looks all kind of chewed up, which will be hidden. Inside the box, as the sound waves start going around, they will wiggle these a little bit, and make a little bit of an extra sound that we'd call like a reverb. So, you know, reverb, like I'm in this big warehouse right now, you know, if I make a sound, you can hear the room, right? Even over this little phone speaker, I'm sure you can kind of hear. The sound kind of decays for a long time. Well, I can't fit a whole warehouse or a whole cathedral, for that matter, inside one of these little boxes. But with a little ring, with this little spring, it should ring a little bit and just make the idea. I'm hoping to make the guitar sound a little fuller, so it has a little bit of that extra, the little sustain that goes to 11. It's the, you can't hear it, but it just kind of keeps going to. That joke will maybe make more sense later in life. Anyway, so this is the spring reverb for the inside of the guitar. Okay, this is a kind of scary moment for me. I drilled these holes to fit these, and they come in through the bottom. This is the tuning pegs, just like you'd have on your violin. But, and here's the big but, I got these super awesome ones. So they look kind of like a wither. I might want to try and paint the eyes white, or maybe you'll have to do that. I don't know if I have time for it. But the problem with this is this piece is so much bigger and it doesn't fit into there. So I'm going to have to drill it a second time, and I'm hoping I don't break it and lose all of this progress. So I've had this box drying for the last 2 hours. I glued the front panel on, and I put all these clamps on here to hold it together, and it's been dripping a lot of glue out the sides. I've been cleaning up as I've been going along, but now it's been a little bit over 2 hours, and the glue is still, I mean, it's not totally hard. It'll take a whole day, but it's a kind of glue that expands. You can see, like right here, see this little blob and this little blob. They're still, I'm in my own shadow. So those blobs are still wet, you know, and they dripped out from over here or something. And I've been cleaning this up, so it's still, you know, it's not totally solid. It's not totally ready to go, but after 2 hours, I can flip this thing over and I can keep working on it by putting in some of the next pieces. So we're going to do that next. Okay, we're doing the test. We put the first string on there. Frets are all marked. I got this first little thing here to hold the string down. The first thing I just changed is I had a bigger screw. I had this one here, and it was just too big. So when I played this first fret, it was jumping a whole extra note because I had to bend so far. And it's still bending a little far, but this is the smallest screw I can get. So Up next, we're going to take this all apart. We're going to swap this. We're going to take the screw out. I'm going to file into that in the little groove that it sits in, and hopefully it'll sit a little bit lower. Because right now, I don't know if you can see, but the distance, yeah, you can kind of see the distance here. So what you call the action, how close the string sits to the fret, is what you call the action, right? And the action, it's just a little high. If you go too low, everything buzzes, so I don't want that. But it's a little high, which makes, when I play that note, it's giving me a whole step instead of a half step, which we don't want either, because it's bending so far, right? And the other thing, of course, I had designed this so the bridge down here would be painted black and fit right here in the creeper mouth, and that is the scale length of 20 inches. Scale length meaning from the bridge to the nut. That should be 20 inches. That's what everything is designed off of. It's designed off of, see this 20-inch scale, 24 frets. This sheet of reference paper, this is how I have done, see, it says nut. This is the same as this. Those two are the same. But when in practice, when I'm playing it, it doesn't sound, the octave right here, the double 12th fret, which is the octave, doesn't sound right at 20 inches, which is right there. It sounds more right to me at right about there, at 20.5 inches. So I don't know what I did, but the fix now is going to be, one, we're going to change out this bolt for a taller one because we want to raise the action on this end and lower the action on the other. And then I've got this gigantic, it's like 7-inch or something. This is 3/8 thickness, and we're going to go thicker with this. And since we're moving it down, I guess I'm going to paint it green so it disappears into the creeper right there. So paint a screw, cut a screw, all these things are going to happen. This is the next step. These are the little details to make this thing work correctly. Here we go.